welcome back. If you've just joined us, you're watching the news at 10 on Channels Television, coming to you live from Lagos. A reminder of our top stories. PDP presidential candidate Atiku Abubakar files petition against President Buhari's victory in the February 23rd presidential election. Former Chief Justice of the Federation, Walter Onoge, alleges tampering with his asset declaration forms at the Code of Conduct Bureau as his trial resumes at the CCT. Bauchi Plateau governors visit presidential villa over the inconclusive elections. Bauchi governor threatens to take matter up in court. And death toll rises in aftermath of cyclone disaster in Mozambique and Zimbabwe. ChannelsTV.com has more information for you, and on youtube.com/channelsweb you can watch our videos. You can also watch us on your mobile device via your browser or download the Channels TV app for Android and iOS devices from their respective stores. Besides giving you access to news and updates on the go, the Channels TV and Channels 24 app has an eyewitness feature that you can use to share pictures, videos or news of happenings around you. Just install the app, tap and swipe to reveal the menu, and then follow the instructions. Now, still on the upcoming polls, the government of France is offering assurances that it is not discouraged by a few mishaps along the electoral process which it witnessed in Nigeria's recent general election. The French ambassador to Nigeria, Jérôme Pasqua, who offered this guarantee during his visit to Channels Television today, says it will not hinder improvement of ties between the two countries. The ambassador was paying his first courtesy visit to the station since resuming the position in September last year. He said France is looking forward to working with the Nigerian government on various issues.
Elections now are over. Election Nigeria is a Nigerian business. Of course, we have been happy as a foreign country, as a European country. We have been happy to be invited by INEC to come to observe the elections. So we sent an election observation team. It was an independent one. It was not observation by the government, because it's not the work of governments. It was done by this election observation team. They made some remarks. Obviously, not everything went perfectly well during the election, but globally now elections are over. The general assessment is that they were completely credible. And I think that now we have to look forward. And as France, we are very much willing to go on working with President Buhari during the second mandate. We have worked very well with him during the first mandate, and we are willing to go on because we have many, many issues of common interest between France and Nigeria. You are victim of terrorism, in the Northeast especially. We have been victim of terrorism. So this is another issue that those two issues, climate change, terrorism, are an example of issues we have really to work together. It's not France telling you what you have to do or vice versa. It's really working together, cooperating together to solve a common problem.
Let's give you a bit of an update of another building collapse here in Lagos. Now, 4 persons have been rescued from that collapse, and it was a demolition by officials of the Lagos State Building Control Agency in Lagos Island less than a week after the Itafaji building collapse. The building, located at Egerton Square in Okianri area of Lagos Island, is one of those marked unfit for human habitation and was being demolished when it collapsed, trapping the victims said to be scavengers. The Lagos State Emergency Management Agency confirmed the incident in a social media message, claiming that the scavengers tried to remove the doors on the ground floor when the building collapsed on them. The demolition of the building, as well as several others around the area, commenced a few days after the Itafaji building collapse, which triggered outrage across the country. Meanwhile, 4 more buildings have been demolished, bringing the number of structures so far demolished to 17. And the Lagos State Governor-elect Babajide Sanwo-Olu has been speaking on ways his administration will tackle the problem of building collapse in the state. Mr. Sanwo-Olu, accompanied by the Deputy Governor-elect, spoke to correspondents shortly after a meeting with President Muhammadu Buhari at the State House in Abuja. Mr. Sanwo-Olu described the building collapse as unfortunate.
It's an unfortunate incident. Incidentally, when I was in government before, I used to be a vice chairman of a building collapse. It was something that we had about 10 years ago, right, which was what led to us creating an agency which we call LABCA at that time, which was meant to begin to identify structures way ahead before issues like this happen. But it's an unfortunate thing, extremely very unfortunate, and it's not something that I would expect or would look to happening again. So I imagine the current government have started very quickly ensuring that they test the integrity, of a whole lot of properties we have there. Lagos, it's part of the old colony of Lagos. So it's not unexpected that you see houses that are over a century old and in those numbers. But we need to be sincere to ourselves, and we need to be real and know that Lagos truly really needs regeneration, especially Lagos Island. And that's some of the things we've promised on a campaign trail. So it's to have a conversations right around all of the families, and we see the kind of redevelopment that is important has been done in a lot of other big cities like Lagos.
To another unfortunate incident, 8 people have been reportedly killed by landmines in Goza local government of Borno State. Sources say the victims drove over the landmines barely 15 kilometers away from Goza local government headquarters. An unspecified number of other passengers sustained various degrees of injuries. Information about the incident, which reportedly happened on Sunday, is still a bit sketchy. Now, suspected Boko Haram elements are reported to have invaded Michika, the administrative headquarters of Michika local government area of Adamawa State. According to sources, the attack is presently ongoing, with residents of the town escaping into the surrounding hills. The terrorists are said to have come into Michika from Shuwa axis, shooting sporadically. A resident of Michika says he is on top of a hill where he can hear gunshots. He could not, however, give the exact time of the attack because they were caught in a panic. Channels Television's correspondent in Adamawa State put through several calls to the police public relations officer, Adamawa State Command Superintendent of Police, but he was unable to answer or return the call as at the time of this report. Michika is one of the 14 local government areas where supplementary elections for the governorship seat will be conducted by the Independent National Electoral Commission. Let's cross over to Abuja now. Here's Makwe Ogun Yusuf. Makwe?
Hello, Ijoma. Even more sad news here. A very senior officer of the Nigerian Army has been killed by gunmen in Bauchi State. Colonel Mohammed Barak, who is the garrison commander of 33 Artillery Brigade of the Nigerian Army, was reportedly shot dead along Magama-Gumo Road while returning to Bauchi from Kaduna State. A top officer of the command, who spoke on the condition of anonymity, explains that the incident happened on Sunday night when the colonel's power bike broke down on the way before he was attacked. Our Bauchi State correspondent Hajara Aliyu reports on the incident.
Residents of Bauchi State woke up to the news of the death of the garrison commander, 33 Artillery Brigade Command. The story has since gone round town that the commander, Colonel Muhammad Barak, was shot dead by unknown gunmen along Magama-Gumo Road. This is how some residents of Bauchi State are reacting to the story.
This is very shocking, because considering the fact that this very route from Magama-Gumo to Saminaka, from the ever history of this route, has been very peaceful. I have never had any news of anything relevant to armed robbery, kidnapping, whatsoever. The route is our normal way to Kaduna. This is the normal route we use to go to Kaduna, so it has been peaceful ever. So breaking a very sad news of this is becoming a very tragic, is becoming a very new thing to the entire community. And however, this is something that is requiring a serious attention, because this is the first thing that has happened in the ever history of this area.
It's really shocking and alarming as well. For somebody like that to die, it shows signs of insecurity in the country. It shows that we are not secured. That if someone like that fully guard will be shot like that, then it's really It's really alarming to our own side as citizens.
We were earlier at the Shadawanka barracks to speak to some military officers, but we were told that a delegation of top military officers have been led to Kano, the hometown of Colonel Mohammed Barak, for the funeral service. From Bauchi, I am Hajara Aliu for Channels Television.
And as a fallout of the war against insurgency, a group of grieving women in Maiduguri, the Borno State capital, have come together demanding to know the whereabouts of their sons and husbands from the Nigerian government. They claim their spouses and sons are among hundreds of young men and boys who have been arrested in and around Maiduguri since 2011 for allegedly having links with Boko Haram insurgents.
For some time now, these women wake up every day not knowing. And that frustration appears to have struck their last nerve, setting off this alarm. They hold up pictures of their husbands and sons, whom they claim were detained by the Nigerian army in Borno State between 2011 to 2014 for allegedly associating with the Boko Haram sect. Nafisa Mohammed watched helplessly as her husband was whisked away by men in uniform.
Early that morning, they came in from the roof. They started searching the house. Then they asked for my husband's name. After telling them, he was asked to put on his shoes and was taken away. The soldiers told me not to worry, that he would just be asked some questions and he will come back.
Aja Gana Suleiman is a mother who worries about her son. She speaks on failed attempts at securing his release.
When I went to Joabed, where I saw him, they promised me when they finish their investigation, they will release him. But I have to bring something, and I should bring 250,000. When I give them, they will take him to carry him to Damaturu. I should go and collect him at Damaturu. So I do so, but nothing happened.
The group meets here regularly to share experiences and console one another. All they have is each other.
What we do is, the women are willing to talk, willing to ask. We said, okay, let us bring them together, commemorate the days, keep the memories alive, and then let them ask the government to do the right thing.
Babagana Mohammed was held in 2011, along with many others. Although he has regained his freedom, the incident still haunts him. It speaks for those still incarcerated.
So I'm calling to the government, come and look this thing. Up to now, people, they are dying in Gua Barak, and then most of them is innocence.
A visit to the detention facility offered an opportunity to tour the grounds, but that was all the military had on offer, as no comments were made on the subject. The women will go to sleep and wake up with the same feeling. They look forward to the day when their loved ones will return and turn their tears of sorrow to joy.
When the News at 10 returns, Central Bank Governor Godwin Emefiele meets state governors from the South-South and Southeast over industrialization. Do join us again.